Hello again, I am John Bob and welcome back to Chapter 5 of the Railway Empire campaign here on the PS4. So, as we see one of our trains heading off there, you can see that we've got it running through our passing loops. It's time for us to clone this train.
You really should pay more attention to the maintenance of your locomotives.
There we go. So we now have 2 passenger trains running on this line, and I would like to get a third, but I don't know if I... Actually, no, I can afford a third, can't I? So we'll let this train get to Sacramento. And then when that gets through there, we'll add in another one of these trains so we can really start capitalising on the passenger services. You did see that we had a breakdown due to bad condition. There's another one there. We do need to start putting in some maintenance sheds on our stations. There we go. So we now have 3 express trains running, and let's start putting in some maintenance sheds. Let's start with one here in Sacramento. You can see now that the addition of passenger services is boosting Sacramento, making it a bigger city. Put maintenance in just there, and we'll put maintenance in at Reading as well. Reading also is growing, as you can see. There we go, and that train should now be getting some maintenance. Yes, you can see being serviced. Let's slow time down again. Still need some others, but let's check out the research. Not quite enough to get the Tyson 10-wheeler yet. We need another 60 points. Oh, operational resources missing. Of course, we need supply towers on the express loop. I forgot about that. Alright, let's plonk these down as close to the station as we can. For now, we can always delete them and reposition them somewhere else if we need to. Let's get another one. That's quite a long route. But I think it'd be better if I can get one in here somewhere. Yes, in this passing loop. There we go. Oh, I don't have the cash. Alright, let's accelerate time again. There we go, now I've got the cash. And of course, the train has gone through and missed the chance to pick up supplies at this point here. Of course it has. Ah, dear. Right, there we go. Supply tower in. And then I'm going to need one more sort of over here somewhere as well, I think. Could possibly put one in here. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Because we were going to make this a passing loop, weren't we? Let's go to signals. We want trains running on the right, so let's make this no entry here and do the same over here. We didn't tag a specific platform in Sacramento, so it should default them over onto that line there when they're going from our right to left, and then bring them in on this platform when they're going from our left to our right. Let's just tag one of these trains and check. Oh no, that's the Walker Sacramento. I need a passenger service. Here comes one. Well, we can actually check and watch it. It should go through on platform 2 as normal. I think that's platform 2. There we go. Do we have another one already on this line ahead of us? No, we don't. Okay, well, let's put in a supply tower here as well. Let's put it just there. Okay, so he's getting his operational supplies that he needs. That's good. Tasks. Let's check in on our tasks. We still need another 4 rural businesses, and we've got a little over 2 years left on that task. But obviously, the quicker we get them done, the better it is for our final rating. So let's see, we've got all these businesses over here. Let's see if we can start grouping these together. A large station would pick up these two. What about a smaller one? Yeah, a smaller one will do it as well. Excellent. So let's tag those. And let's start bringing some track down. If I can sneak this in between the two... I can't. That's a shame. And it's a bit of a diversion to bring it over here, where it could go on there. So it looks as though we need to go in about here. That could be slightly problematic if we then try and cross over those two lines there. How about instead we just bring it in there? We can run that parallel through there as well. That way it'll get picked up by the supply tower. That's a very expensive route because of this bridge. So let's see if we can bend the line up so that it's not going to need to build it. It's a very steep incline, look. I think that's the best we can do. It's a steep incline and it's a very expensive bridge. I don't think there's any other way of doing it without either having a climb that's just way too steep, or having a bridge that's going to bankrupt us in construction costs. We had a 7.7 a moment ago. There we go. It's a little pricey, but maybe we can snake it a little bit. If I can do that, put a little kink in it like that to reduce the cost just by shortening that bridge. We'll leave it like that. So we need 76,000 for that one. That's a little bit expensive, but we'll just have to go for it. Ooh, Sacramento grows. We can get another industry in here. Excellent. So what have we got around here that we could use? I think, well, let's see, what can I put in here? A weaving factory. I was hoping, really hoping, that I could put in a distillery, because we've got the sugar here, or sugar cane, and then we've also got the fruit here. We could have made, wines and punches and stuff like that, and fruit drinks, but we can't, unfortunately. So I think instead we'll just have to go with the spinnery. Now, how much is that going to cost us? 385,000. Ooh, that's expensive, but the choice will be made for us, and we won't get the money for the income. Plus, there's always the risk that someone will come in and just build in there against our wishes as well. So I think it might be worth taking out another bond. Yeah, it's expensive, and we're going to end up paying a lot in bond fees, but the money that we'll make off the business itself should help counter that.
It looks like one of your trains has a problem.
So Sacramento. Yeah, let's put in a weaving factory. And we'll put the weaving factory in. Where do I want to put it in? Yeah, just there. That'll do. Right, so now we need to connect this business here. So we'll just go with a small station. I'll try and get it as far down the hill as possible. Again, you can see that slope.
Shouldn't you also leave a bit of room for more efficient rail systems?
We'll parallel this along here to try and save a bit of cash. if we can. And also to minimize the gradients as well. Wow, look at the steepness going up there. So 3%, 3%, 3%, 1%. Yeah, we can do that. Then it goes to 7%. How about if I take that out? In fact, actually, if I connect there like that. See, I'm thinking about where I can place my supply tower. Maybe I'll have to bring this down here a bit and then bring this away a bit. No, it's still going to be 7% gradient, isn't it? So we may as well run parallel up as far as we can. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, so we'll build that route. Let's get... am I on the wrong... Ah, I've built that on the wrong line. Look, let's take this piece out. There we go. Now I have the option of building another line along here as well. Oh no, if that's parallel with that bridge, that's going to cause problems. So I haven't been thinking this one through very clearly at all. So let's split the line here. Let's put a break point there and split it. I don't really want to take out too much of the line, but I'll have to take out some of it. Let's take that piece out there. And now let's connect this here. Like that. There we go. So now when we do run a second train down here, it can parallel with that bridge. And then all three can meet somewhere around here. So if I can just maybe do that. I don't want to go too close. That should do. That should be safe. And then it gives us space to put our tower in just there, which will tag both lines quite comfortably. Okay, so let's put the tower in. Oh, I don't have the money for the tower. Keep running out of money. I tell you what, while we're waiting for that cash to go back up, let's set up the rail line at the very least. So from there to there. Excellent. There we go. And now I can add in the supply tower. Just there. And add in the locomotive. I need a Philadelphia. It's still the only train that we have. Just need those little extra bits of points so that we can unlock the Tyson 10-wheeler. Is this a bad condition? It is. Which train is it? Ah, this is Collins Preserve. So, yeah, we need to put maintenance in just here. That's going to be a little bit expensive. Oh, we're paying out $9.5 grand on bonds. That's unfortunate, but it's kind of a necessity, unfortunately, just to make sure that we can actually set up the business. We will start making money off that business. So it's an investment. It's a long-term investment. Please let me win this cheap.
You know what? Just take it. I don't want it anymore.
Oh, we've got enough money to unlock the Tyson 10-wheeler. Finally.
Isn't technological progress a wonderful thing?
And now I can build my maintenance shed. Excellent. And let's slow time down. Let's find our express trains, our passenger trains. There's one. Let's replace this with a Tyson 10-wheeler. I'll actually pay just a small amount of cash to upgrade that. I'm going to stoke it on that train as well. There's the next one. Let's upgrade this one to a 10-wheeler. And there's the next one. Again, we'll upgrade this to a 10-wheeler. It's a bit of a trade-off. It's a faster train, doesn't quite have the same tractive power though, so it is going to struggle on some of these hills. But it will definitely get us there quicker overall. You can see just clearing the line there at that point. So yeah, Reading is coming along quite nicely. It's not far away from actually getting its own second business. And if it does, hopefully, I'll be able to take this, but somehow I doubt it. Let's take a look at San Francisco. San Francisco isn't doing much, is it? No. But now I can start setting up my single freight train. So let's go with a new train. Let's start.
Faster and faster all the time. That has nothing to do with traveling in style.
I hate the way she says that. We've obviously set a new speed record with our Tyson 10-wheelers. So this is going to be our freight link. Am I on the right platform for freight? I think I am. I am through here. Yes, because there's no passing loops on this side. So this is the freight line.
Oh no! It looks like one of your trains has a problem.
Such genuine, concern for our business there. Let's go to route options. Let's go to freight only. Save and end. And there's our speed record, 49 miles an hour. Very nice. We've got more points, so just seeing what else I can unlock. What's this? Accelerate maintenance by 20%. Yes, we'll take that. And let's add, well, it's got to be a Philadelphia, really. I could really do with a more powerful freight engine, but we just don't have the money for it, or the points to unlock it, actually, for that matter. And it might be nice to possibly unlock vegetables and send them off both directions to Gold Beach and to Reading. That would be an extra small business that we could connect in. Is this... Yes, I can get a small business set up with a two-track station. That's actually really helpful, because then I can have one line going in each direction. Although, I could do it with a single train if I can get the position right. Yeah, we'll do it like this for now. So, let's just run a single train for now, but we can then split it to two trains in the future if we want to. So this needs to connect. I'm going to need to bring this out this way. I'm going to move these points in a moment, but this needs to come this way so I can connect onto the railway line. That is as far forward as I can take it. So if I take that point out, you see it, trying to bend it round that way, which is not what I want. It needs to go round the... Oh, damn it. Right. It's a 5% gradient and a 9% gradient. That's way too steep still. And now I've lost the point. Where's that gone? Damn it. I don't know if that's going to be a good place for me to actually connect. I might have to drag the line all the way over here, which would be very expensive. Yeah, look how expensive. Oh, Christ, that's a tunnel and a bridge. Maybe this wasn't a good idea. Right, there's a 5% and a 5% gradient and a much, much cheaper cost. So I can sneak the line in there, like that. like this to straighten out a little bit so I can switch between the two lines. But unfortunately, to straighten that track out, it means having a ridiculously steep gradient. This is the problem with the track system, is that you can't choose the elevation manually. That's the biggest pitfall with this current system. I mean, it's really great that it's really intuitive, but it also doesn't help you out in certain places either. That is not too bad. A 6% and a 5% gradient. Ugh, they're a bit steep, but it's the best we can do, really. It gives us the straight track so we can then put a switch between the two lines. So let's connect that.
The many farms you've connected to the rail network will bring us lots of transport requests. We could do with the money.
Okay, so we're getting close actually to achieving our third target as well. And let's get a train running on the... Oh, gee, no, I need to put the other line in first. So this needs to run parallel along here. And then go in somewhere over here. That's going to be where we put our passing loop in, so no later than just there. And that's a much more manageable gradient there, look. So I can even curve that around a little bit more, like that. That's only 44 grand for that line. That's much, much cheaper. There we go. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That works. I'd just like to maybe bring this back a little bit more if I can. Well, how about that? Yeah, that works. Beautiful. And now I want to have a switch between these two. I'd like to have a switch in either direction if possible. Yep, there we go. So, what I can now do is I can run a train from here to here, then back in again, and this time go in on the opposite track.
What can I do if your employees can't resist my candy?
Oh, she's stolen one of my staff, and for some reason, maybe it's because I haven't done that yet. There we go. So Malone Manor. There we go. So we start at Malone Manor on... So get it so I can see the line. Yes, there we go. So we start on this line, go out that way, come back in this way, pick up on this line, go out that way, come back in onto this line, and go out that way. Yeah, that works. And potentially we could even run two trains at the same time. Just need to make sure that they're going in on the freight line.
Look at the numbers. Splendid. This cash surplus is impressive. But I have some good news for you too. My endless negotiations have finally been a success. Washington has finally agreed. We can expand our network into Utah territory. This will allow us to connect Promontory Point, our meeting point.
Okay, so it looks like we've just achieved our third objective with a quarterly profit of 600,000. So we need to get to Promontory Point. Where is Promontory Point? It's got to be way over here somewhere. There it is. Look at that. It's all the way over there. There's Salt Lake City. So the direct route really would be from Promontory to Elko, to Winnemucca, and then I suppose Carson City and Sacramento, or even Redding. We could go from Redding to Winnemucca. So we've got options. We've got some good options there. Right, just go back to finishing off this route. So what I've done here is set the line up so the train will go from a point to a station, back to the point on the opposite platform, out to the other station. But I need to make sure it doesn't try and run freight back in the opposite direction. So we go to Gold Beach and we're going to go to a maximum of 0. This way it won't pick anything up at all in Gold Beach and come back completely empty to then go out with a load from Malone Manor to Reading. And then we need to do the same again at Reading, so we need to set this as a maximum to 0. And now that is set and ready. So let's add in our Philadelphia. I'm going to need to put some signals in. I also want to put maintenance here and a supply tower as well. Let's put the supply tower here on the corner, away from the switches. And let's put the signals in. So I need to have a pause signal just here. And I need to make sure that I have a wait signal here as well. So I'm going to change that track section's in use. So let's put that point just there. And then can I take that one out? No, but I can take that one out in the future. So there'll be a wait point there for that train going that way. And then this way, again, I need to have a wait point. We'll set that just there. Okay, everything should work fine there. So we've got a train coming through. I don't know which one this one is. That might be the train going out that way, perhaps. No, it's already on the line. Oh, is this is our main freight line, isn't it? Yeah, with no freight to transport from city to city. Okay, so now let's take out that signal that was in the way. There. I want to remove... Oh no, that was the signal I wanted to put in, wasn't it? Damn it. Try and get the camera angle so I can actually see the track. So I want a wait point there, and this is the signal that needs to come out. There we go. Excellent stuff. Right, we are really cooking. Reading is still improving. I think when this gets 40,000, maybe it'll unlock the second block. I'm just sticking with this for a moment because I want to see what the block is going to be. And what I'm also going to do is look at maybe expanding our business. It's going to cost 400,000. I can't afford it. Reading's still growing. That's good to see. Let's take a look at research. Increase prices. Increase the number of passengers. What about over here? Increase freight transportation fee.
The talks with the politicians are ongoing, but they are very tiring. They keep insinuating personal gain. Everything I do is for the good of California, not for my own enrichment. Yes, that happened as well, but that was just a side effect.
Okay, I have to say this. The voice acting for whoever, for this particular character is terrible. And it's so clearly it's the guy who does the intros and outros with the little animations for each chapter as well. And you can tell it's not his natural accent. It doesn't sound good. I'm sorry, but it just sounds really bad. At least to my ear, it does anyway. Maybe I'm being a little overly critical. Maybe I'm being a little harsh. I don't know, but to me, it sounds awful.
Oh yes, it's all about the money. But it's calming. When my old boss turned her back on Chicago, I'd already learned the business inside and out, and she left me everything. Before I knew it, I was the leader of the entire establishment, and I did this job excellently.
Again, look, we're having that issue where we can't... Oh, brewery in Elko. Where is Elko? Elko's a way off. But you know what? Yeah, I'm going to buy it. No, it's too soon. I need to get a connection out that way first before I can even think about investing in businesses over there. Is this a bad condition? No, it's just random. Good. Sacramento is growing again. That's good. We're doing pretty well so far. So yeah, I think it's time for us to look at expanding Reading to a 4-track station. So let's expand the station. Of course, we've gone in on the wrong tracks. So let's do a little bit of construction. Let's take this piece out and put the demolition point just inside the point there. Bring that around there like that. Oh wait, no, hang on a second. No, that's okay. That is the freight line. That's good. Build route, and then take the express line around to the express platform just there. Okay, and now I need to do the same on this side quickly as well. So let's put a breakpoint just there. Take what's using this line? I don't even see what's using that line. It's this train here that's using it. Damn it. Alright, okay. As a workaround, and because it's going to become necessary anyway, let's put in our passing loop on this side. And then that should hopefully allow me to hold the train in this loop. It doesn't want to let me build it there, does it? I can build it there. But I can extend it on this side. Ah, that's helpful. That's really helpful. So I can then come in here. Let's actually just take that back a bit. And we'll take this back a little bit so it's away from the signal. There we go. And we'll need to just stretch this a little bit. So we'll pull that. Oh no, it won't let me pull that in now. I shouldn't have done that. Alright. Yeah, that's long enough. So we'll build that. Let's quickly signal this. So normally I like to have these running parallel, but we need to kind of stagger that one there, just simply because of the cliff faces. So now, hopefully, I can actually take out this piece of track here. Yes! Fantastic. And now I can do the same there as well. And now we can rebuild these lines. Let's start with this one. Going in just there, like so. And then this one. Excellent. So we still have our freight and express separation. Freight on this side and then express on this side. But now they're going in just here. And then what we can do now is we can take trains coming out here this way. I don't know if we're going to do anything going out with those 2 points there. Maybe I can just use that as an express passing point. Actually, yeah, let's do that. Let's make this an express switch point for trains running out the other way. So let's do that. I'll need to signal these with wait stops. Like so. And we want to connect to our next city, which is going to be Winnemucca. Can I afford a large station? Yes, I can. Good.
A station here? How carefully did you consider that?
So this is the passenger line. And that's going to go in there. Now I want these to run parallel if at all possible. At least a little while. Because I want to be able to put a switch in. Well, it'll have to go on that corner. In which case, yeah, that's a problem. Because then I won't be able to bend it around this way enough. Okay, so never mind with that idea. Let's take that point out. Oh, look at the steepness of this gradient that we're being offered. Oh, yeah, that's a bit funky. That's one way of doing it. A tunnel going up to a bridge, to a flat bit, to a bridge, to another tunnel. Wow, look at the cost of that. 2.36 million. That's ridiculous. Alright, let's try and build the route this side first. At least get this straight and cheap. And avoiding these obstacles. So if I bring it round a bit like that. And then this is going to need to come out this way. Around there. And then that's a 10% gradient. Oh, that's horrendous. So I can get a 5% gradient there. Now if I can bring this around a bit more. Get 2% there. I kind of want 4% to be my limit if I can get away with it. I think we can bring this in a bit more. There we go. So it's not the most direct of routes, but we're kind of limited by where Reading Station is, and then we don't really have the space to move it either, or the funds for that matter. But it gives us this 5% gradient here, which is a little bit of a tight curve and a little bit of a steep hill, but I don't think we're going to get anything better than that. See, I can get less than that. I just had a 4% gradient there. That's a bit more manageable. I need to be careful because I need to have another line running inside it, so I think I'm just going to have to go a little bit wider and just bite that 5% gradient and just accept it, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to run a tighter line inside. This is probably going to need to come around a little bit more as well. Let's try and drag this inside a bit. That's now a 7% gradient. That's still too steep. Yeah, I think that's the best we're going to get. Something that is not going to cost us a fortune in terms of tunnels and bridges. It's not the smoothest of routes, and ideally I would just love to go straight through that mountain. And in the future, maybe when we get some cash, we will rebuild it and just run it straight onto the mountain. But for now, we'll just have to snake around through this little mountain pass here. And we need 195,000 to build that. We're about halfway there. That's not too bad. Right, let's look at some staff. We need an engineer, a security guard, an inventor. Oh, he'd be nice, but he's a very expensive inventor, so we'll just have to kind of ignore that. Reading wants a new business. We'll just let that one grow naturally, I think. I can't afford to buy that. You know, we've shelled out for this one here, which is doing okay, and the city is still growing. Look, that's great to see. What are our tasks over here? Reach 100,000 in Sacramento. Well, we're working on that. Build a large railway network. Well, we're most of the way there. And this next connection is going to give us a huge chunk of extra rail on that, especially when we double it with a second track. And then 50 passengers from San Francisco to Promontory Point without stopping. We're working our way there. So I think we could actually plough through some of these tasks reasonably quickly this time out. Just need a little bit more cash.
Oh, it looks like one of your trains has a problem.
That's a bad condition breakdown. Where's that coming from? It's coming from Walker Station. Well, we'll just have to leave it for a second. I want to get this connection built first. And while I'm waiting, let's put a security guard on this train. This is my freight train. I've got 2 security guards, so I need to get at least one of them secured. And then, yeah, this is the train that just broke down, isn't it? He's always going to have stuff to do, so we'll put a security guard on him as well. And then this train here, let's put an engineer on this train. Make it a little bit faster. There we go. Right, now we have the cash. Let's build the route. There we go. And please let me make this turn. No, it's too tight, look. Damn it. This is what I was worried about. I was worried this would happen. Alright, maybe there is a way around it. Maybe just to get around that turn. Can I put a switch in? I can't even put a switch in. Yeah, I can't even get a switch in. It won't let me run. Ah, damn it. Alright, so that means we have to rip up some track again. Let's start with the removal of this bit here. Not good. Not good at all. Alright, so get the freight line running on parallel to this point here. Actually, we'll run it to there. And that's going to cost us 155,000, so we have to build that before we can do anything else. This is proving to be very tricky. It's these mountains. There's just so many of them around this area that it makes it really, really difficult to build a route. The other option, I suppose, would be to come in on this side. Maybe that would be an easier option. I think we might have to do that, actually. Let's, yeah, let's clear the planning. Just makes it awkward for this bit here. I'm going to have to switch the lines over. I think this is the passenger line. Yeah, they are going to end up getting crossed. Okay, well, we can work with that. We can work with that. So let's see if I take another piece of this line out. What would happen if I bring this in here? How much would it cost me to actually do this? Ugh, it's getting all twisted again. So I could run parallel like that, and that would give me... Ah, wait, this is the... There's already a line here, look. Forgot about that. So that would need to come in... sort of like that. This could actually work out quite nicely. I think possibly. Express, 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 comes around all the way around here, gets to here. And this is where it starts to get interesting. So that would come in at this point here. Can I smooth that curve out a bit better? Not really. That's about as good as it's going to get, I think. And then the freight line's going to come on the other side. So, yeah, I tell you what, if we actually do connect that... It's putting another point. I don't want that other point there. I want to grab that point. There we go, and drag that up there. And now I need to make sure that these sit as parallel tracks. So about there, like that. Now if I take that piece out and see what it does. It goes bridgy and expensive. Okay. Let's see if I were to... that hasn't worked at all. It goes 5% gradients. Yeah, this is essentially what we had a moment ago, but a little bit more manageable perhaps. Alright, so let's build that. So now we're on the freight line. Yeah, the express line has suddenly become a freight line. That's okay, because what I can do is here I can switch like that. I think I might be getting this right. I might be getting this wrong. I'm not entirely sure. Let's run this down here. All the way down here, like so. Let's bring it to this point here. Okay, and at this point, I'm going to try and be clever, and I'm going to try and switch it over the bridge. So we'll have a single track going over the bridge, like so. And then on the other side of the bridge, we'll have a switch coming off this side and running around and then going in there. That would work. Okay, so that we can probably afford to build right now. Let's do that first. Because if this works, I don't want to build the other piece if this bit doesn't work, because otherwise we've spent a huge amount of money and screwed up again. These mistakes that we've made so far this chapter have been horrendously expensive. I don't really want to make another horrendously expensive one as well. So there we go. We can bring that in like that on the freight line. Excellent. So, yes, we are getting this sorted. Right, so there'll just be a single file over the bridge, and then from there, we'll come out here, along there, seeing how much money I've got before I run out of money. About there, essentially. We'll build that, and then that's going to become the freight line, and we'll connect that up over there eventually when we get there. So, let's earn some more money so we can finish this line off and start putting in a passing loop and so on and so forth. That's a nice big sudden injection of cash thanks to our businesses and our trains. 100 grand in the space of a few seconds. Beautiful. This is what we want to see. How much is it going to cost to complete the line? 145,000. Okay, so we need a little bit more. We'll speed time up.
I
We're
see
almost
your
out of time in this.
progress, but I'm still afraid that we might not reach Promontory Point in time.
We'll make it. We'll make it. Don't worry.
Your
Right.
boss is very nervous. I understand that the Union Pacific Railroad puts you under a lot of pressure and that you have to reach the meeting point as quickly as possible. But too much worry is unhealthy.
Her concern is almost certainly not genuine.
Hats off! Your rail network has now reached a total length that will make our competitors sit up and take notice.
Fantastic. We've got one of our tasks out of the way. So this is a good point for us to end this
I
chapter
thought so back
playback as
then.
well.
And a few years later, I had gotten tired of Chicago. I needed a change, so I sold everything to my friend Marion and decided to put my talents to another use. Many rich cutthroats were investing in the railroad, so I thought I can do that too. My spy informed me that you need to urgently clean up your research department.
Shut up, Beatrix.
Those
Right.
secret construction plans
Yeah, this is the
are
end of this
lying
part of
all over
the chapter. So
place.
thanks for watching. I'm Jim Bob, and I'll be back with the next part of Chapter 5 very soon.